Okay, so let me straighten up here. I'm gonna do this video. Hold on one second. Cat, turn that fan on me because it's a little warm. Today, now that I know this has nothing to do with what this video is about, today it got up to 83, and you know my thing on that. Once it reaches past 80, for me, it's really hot. Not that bad, but I don't like it. Tomorrow, the high is going to be 68. That gives you an idea how crazy this time of year is for Tacoma. It's just kind of up and down, up and down. I've been a little sick too what was it, a couple of days ago because of the crazy weather. But anyhow, that's not what this video is about. This video is about Everett. The city of Everett is going against a lot of the baristas, the coffee barista stands that are there. Now, if you've never been to this area, one of the things that we actually have a lot of are coffee stands where women typically are in bikinis or lingerie or something, right? There is one also somewhere that has men that are scantily clad as well. And so they sell coffee. Some of these places there's one down here that sells alcohol and beer as well as coffee, and it's a bar. So you can go in there and it's a bikini bar, right? Well, some of these women wear a little bit of everything. You know, some of them are wearing super short shorts. Some of them are wearing bikini tops. Some of them are wearing G-string type stuff, just different things, right? Now, a lot of the stands will have, depending upon where it is, there may be different regulations, I don't know, but a lot of them have like I don't know what you call it, but they put it over the windows. It's kind of like like a soap or something that they rub over the windows. It's like a film and you can't see through it. But when cars pull up, they open the door and they can see what's going on, right? Now, some people are obviously upset because when they stop at a stoplight or they are driving down the road, they get a butt hurt. I'm just going to say it because they have to look over and see that. Now, you have to really and truly, typically, the ones that I've seen, and I've seen them in Seattle, I've seen them in Linwood, I've seen them down here in Tacoma, I've seen them over at Lakewood, I've seen them everywhere. Typically, they're kind of far off from the road a little bit to where you really have to focus and look, like on purpose, in order to see something. People say, my kids are seeing this and that and this and that. So, anyhow, there are people that are just upset about it, right? The city of Everett has went a little step further, and for the past decade, it says that they've been fighting against the bikini baristas, and they're basically wanting them to wear the clothes that I'm wearing right now. So they want women to wear this. Oh, let me see. Hold on. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. Oops. You see my pants and my shorts and my shirt? They want women to basically wear exactly what I'm wearing at these stands. And they, for the past 10 years, the city of Everett have spent almost $300,000 in legal fees just to try to tell people what to do. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. First off, they were saying that there's prostitution and this, that, and the other thing. First off, I think that I don't understand, especially in this country where they feel like it's their business to tell other people what to do with their own bodies. I don't get that. We're a country that is so nosy. And there's a lot of do-gooders that will tell you what to wear, who to date, what not to date, what color to date, what to wear, what not to wear, what to do, what not to do. It's like there's so many people that really focus on what everybody else is doing, but not focus on what they're doing. And so instead of focusing on real issues and problems, such as the homelessness issue in Everett, which is bad, it is, instead of focusing on the drug issues that are going on in Everett, which are also an issue, instead of focusing on luring more jobs to Everett using $300,000 to do so, instead of fixing roads and maybe even helping the school system with more funds. Hold on one second. So instead of, sorry, it was somebody at the door. So instead of focusing on all of those particular issues, the city is focused on this because they feel like these women are doing something that they're not supposed to do, and that the police have actually witnessed certain things, and yada 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 yada. Let me tell you something. I have been here in Tacoma, and I've seen people who have a bad drug issue. Here's my point on it, and where I stand on prostitution. I think if someone chooses to do that, that's their business. Whether they are a buyer or a seller or whatever, that's their business. Not my business. Doesn't impact me at all. The only time it should be an issue is if it's someone who's underage or someone who is forced. That's a completely different thing. But if we're talking two adults and they're deciding, one decided to do this and the other one decided to go ahead and pay for it, that's none of no one's business. The reason why governments have an issue with it is because they don't feel right taxing it, because it makes them a pimp. It's the same thing that goes back to the whole legalization of smoking, is that the government had a hard time wrestling with that. I mean, that's basically what it is. They didn't want to come off as a dealer. Now you have, with this situation, they just don't want to come off as a pimp. That's the only reason why. They don't know how to really tax it. These are just facts. I mean, at the end of the day, governments want money. That's it. They can care less. They just want money. So instead of focusing on real issues and real problems that can make Everett prosper, focus on affordable housing, because it's a problem in the entire area, like not just in one area. And the things I pointed out about Everett are happening throughout the region. I mean, the whole region has issues with drugs, homelessness, and potholes and everything else. Underfunded schools. You're spending $300,000. And at first it went to court, and the court ruled in the favor of the coffee baristas. And then the next one ruled that the city can hold a trial again, I believe. I don't know what the circumstances are on that. So it's still a long way before it actually gets done. But the city itself is, instead of focusing on issues that really and truly can devastate a community, they're focused on people who pull up to a coffee stand and the women who are behind there wearing stuff that you see on a beach. You can go to any beach and you're going to see the exact same thing. In fact, here in Tacoma, I was going this direction. We were driving down the road with the kids in the car, and outside of a store, just a regular store, there was a woman who was strung out really bad, to the point where she's, arms and hands are going all over the place. And she basically, her pants were almost all the way down. You could see everything. And then cars are all, because there's a stoplight, there's a whole line of cars, and she pulls up her top. Now, keep in mind, this is during rush hour. So there's probably, our children were in the car. There's a lot of other people's kids were in the car. This type of stuff is not unique to Tacoma. You see it I saw it up in Seattle. I'm sure it's up there in Everett. But instead of dealing with that, which is by far more of an issue, because when someone's strung out like that, there's theft, there's crime involved, there's all types of stuff, there's needles everywhere. That is more of a problem than some coffee stand where someone is trying to get as many dollars they can out of someone's pocket. I don't get it. I personally don't get it, especially when cities rely on taxes. They rely on, these businesses, if you want to put them in a different tax bracket or something and make them pay more, that's one thing. Or if you wanted to, if it was really truly about prostitution and everything else that you want to list, then maybe set up a certain tax bracket, that whole tax scheme that focuses on that, or focuses on the issues that you're concerned with. But to go after businesses like this for 10 years and spend that type of money is a waste of time. And that's what the article was talking about in the Seattle Times, is that, the people who run these stands, a lot of them that own them are owned by women. And they're saying that it's just a waste of time. They're basically going against women's rights and blah, 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 right? But even beyond all of that, to me, there's bigger things for a city to focus on. And I mean, that means you must not have much to focus on. And we know that's not true. This is not just a slap against Everett or the people of Everett. This is basically your city government. I mean, I talk about Tacoma city government. There's a lot of things they do right. There's certain things that I just don't quite get. Same thing with Seattle, same thing with Bellevue, same thing with Everett. It's not the people necessarily. Now, they were talking about people were complaining, and people will complain about anything. Literally. You're never going to make someone happy, especially here. You're not going to make everybody happy about everything. You're just not. So, of course, you're going to have people that will complain. I mean, there will be people that will complain about any and everything all day, every day. So it's not necessarily that. And they don't talk about the fact when there are teachers who are underpaid and the teachers have a right to complain. They don't talk about finding solutions for that and real solutions. They don't really try to petition the state for more money and go to court that way. They go to court because they know that they're using the city's resources, which are taxpayers, to foot a bill to go after an industry that they don't like. That's basically what it is. So who knows what's going to happen? Probably the city will lose because it's been 10 years. You never know. But to me, there's bigger things to focus on as a region than to focus on something like this. It's just stupid. It's stupid. And it makes the entire city council look very stupid. That's kind of your focus. You don't focus on art. You don't focus on $300,000 you could put in a little small pocket park. $300,000 you could probably go and fix any graffiti that's around the city. Spend the money for that. I mean, you could, for $300,000 you can start a tourism campaign ad that lures people or get more conventions into the city. But yet you're spending it on something that really and truly is probably going to work against you. I don't get it. To me, it's just dumb. But anyhow, that's just kind of how it is. I mean, it's to me, there's certain things I don't like. There's a lot of things that I absolutely cannot stand and that I don't like. However, I also understand that there are certain things that people may do or like or say or want, but that has no reflection on me, right? They can choose to live how they want to live. They can work where they want to work, that type of thing. As long as it doesn't infringe on my rights and on me, that's a completely different thing. These particular stands, I mean, obviously, if police are sitting across the street with binoculars, you're going to see, it's the same thing that goes on when we talk about police focusing on minority communities and people of color. Of course, you're going to see a lot more crime if you sit in a neighborhood all day long. Yeah, you're going to see every single thing that happens. So if you sit in a white community all day long, you're going to see something that is illegal. Of course. So if you're going to sit outside of any business, there may be stuff that happens that they don't know. Like, for example, a restaurant may end up throwing some grease on the ground. That may be technically illegal, but you know what I mean? Like, or maybe a school accidentally, some cardboard blew off. They didn't go get it. That's technically littering. Are you going to sit there? I mean, it's really stupid to me. It's stupid, especially when, as a state, there's not a whole lot of definitive rules against nudity. There really isn't. But anyhow, you tell me what you think in the comment section below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you. Take care.